You say slow down. I don't like to.
Now, around about 3 years ago, I started a YouTube channel where I talk about rugby. It's called Inside Rugby with Mark, and I follow all the international major games of rugby across the world. I give previews and reviews of all the major games, talk about it in my opinion, but welcome an audience across the world of rugby fans to come and comment and talk about their views on the game as well. Well, one thing led to another, and this hobby of mine has now grown into something a little bit more serious. In September of last year, I started United Rugby Fans, a platform that can activate the voice and the purpose and the power of 500 million rugby fans across the world. It's always been my belief that the fans of the game should own the game. We pay the money for the game to even exist, and we don't have a big enough voice in the game, in my opinion. So since that day in September last year, we've done lots of things. We're building a global team. We've got a not-for-profit organisation already registered in South Africa. We've got another one coming in Canada, and we're just going to continue to spread around the world and do all sorts of initiatives that you want us to do within the game of rugby. But the most important thing is to give rugby fans a seat at the table, the decision-making table, so that you can put your voice forward on all the things that matter to you about our great game. Well, one of the next steps we're taking in the evolution of United Rugby Fans is today we're launching United Rugby Fans Television. That's right, a whole new exciting chapter in our evolution. And the good news is I won't be the host of the show. No, you're going to be able to put up with someone much nicer than me, and someone who's much more professional and articulate and understands the great game just as much as I do. So this video today is introducing you to that person that's going to be the host of the URF TV show moving forward, and we've got lots of exciting things planned for you all as rugby fans across the world. So why don't we go and meet her right now? Well, g'day everyone. It's time for another episode of United Rugby Fans TV, and I am super excited today. And I know I say that every time I'm on the show, but today is different because we're setting off on a new milestone. And the milestone is we have a new host to introduce you all to on United Rugby Fans Television. And it's a very special and warm welcome to the show today to our new host, and it's Stacy Paetz from the United States. Stacy, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I just got chill bumps because I'm also you're excited on every show, because what URF is doing is tremendous, and what an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure for me to be on your team. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for joining us. And I've got to say to all the people that have been watching my videos prior to you turning up today, I'm more than happy to step aside and let a seasoned professional like you take over the show and to do some exciting things. And in this short introduction, we're going to introduce you to some of those exciting things that Stacy is going to be doing on this show. But before we go down that rabbit hole, I thought we'd start off, Stacy, by you giving the audience today a little bit of an introduction to you, your background with the beautiful game of rugby, but also sport and television across the United States and across the world. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself in that area?
Thank you very much for asking. Well, sport has always been a part of my life. I played 3 sports in high school. I would have played 4, but they wouldn't let me. And I was going to play 2 in college, but they wouldn't let me. So I just, oh my gosh, sport. I have to honestly tell you that sport saved my life. I dealt with a lot of bullying, and it's interesting that sport saved my life until about 3 years ago. Working on a couple of projects, one of which is a massive documentary about sport and a specific element within sport. And that's when I realized, I'm like, oh my goodness, sport saved my life. Being bullied and dealing with all of that, and also being a natural storyteller and enjoying telling stories and learning from other people. I love learning what makes other people enjoy sport so much. And I've done this for many, many years. I knew at 15 years old, I looked at my mom. I was watching, of course, a man on TV calling sport. My mom, I'm like, hey, mama, that's what I'm going to do. And she, okay, do it, babe. And that's all I needed. That was the green light. And by the time I was on ESPN the first time, and just continued to pursue and love and look for the stories and tell the stories. And It's so special. I've covered 32 different sports in my career, and rugby in particular found me in 2018, and I am so deeply grateful. That was the first rugby match I'd ever covered for rugby in 2018, and they couldn't get rid of me if they tried now. So much, the culture, everything involved in rugby, I was hooked day one.
Well, it's fantastic to have you part of the rugby family, that's for sure. And we're going to find out a lot more about you as we go through the shows and the episodes we're going to produce together here at United Rugby Fans TV. But I just want to go back to when you started off in the sport and in particular in broadcasting, because you were pioneering as a young woman at the time, I'm sure, within that landscape. What were some of the challenges you came up across as women's sport in general was growing across the world as well?
Goodness. For me as a reporter, because I did start so young and I was among very, very few females when I first started in my business, there was always that underlying, what is she doing here? Um, and it was something that, thank goodness, my mindset as an athlete, my mindset was, I don't hear the crowd. Typically the loudest voices come from the cheapest seats, right? So I stayed within the promises that I made myself, and that was to work hard, great work ethic, and treat people the same. I don't care if you're a janitor or the franchise, you will be treated the same by me. I see you and I hear you. And that's also, I get that from my mom. And it's just such a beautiful element of my life. I used to identify, I didn't know I was doing this, that my identity as a reporter, as a host, I've gotten older, more seasoned. It's just a part of who I am. You know, love is the I have the tools, which is the microphone, the lights, the camera. I get to facilitate the safe space for other people to share their stories, whatever that looks like. Some people have shared their stories with me for the first time in my career. I've had NBA players tell me they were going to retire before the world knew they were going to retire, and I kept that very, very close to the vest. Credibility, huge thing for me. In terms of women's sport, of course, as a female athlete and covering sports more than half my life, seeing the uptick in the value placed on women's sport has been so beautiful and invigorating. And finally, like when I played basketball, here's just an example of how the women were treated versus the men as an athlete. I had to have 5:30 a.m. basketball practices because the boys needed the gym at the end of the day, and they didn't want, poor guys. So yeah, 5:30 a.m. and I could barely eat anything. I would eat a piece of dry toast just so I'd have something in my belly, because my basketball coach, God love her, Brenda Davis, you're the best. She was also a marathon runner. I am not, but that was part of our practice. So yeah, 5:30 in the morning. In the dead of winter, I'd have to go to practice in the middle of the night, basically. So the things that women didn't get, the same treatment, the same opportunities, the same practice facilities, the same workout facilities, we've come a long way, and that's really, really special. And to see women's sport has been such a gorgeous thing to witness and be part of.
Absolutely. And as we know on this channel, we're supporting women's rugby across all levels of the game. And I'm super excited again because Stacey's going to be able to tell us those stories. And if you're tuning in to United Rugby Fans TV for the first time today, Stacey's going to be giving us really two different experiences on the show as we move forward. She's going to be doing lots of amazing interviews where she's sitting in a studio there at home, and she's going to be talking to a diverse range of rugby folks across the world. They can be administrators, ex-players, coaches, but mainly fans. We want to get the grassroots stories out to our fans across United Rugby Fans TV, and Stacey's going to do those interviews. I'm excited about that aspect of United Rugby Fans television, but I'm even more excited about Stacey getting on the road. And in the future, we are going to do shows where Stacey's going to be traveling to grassroots rugby clubs across the United States and across the world. Yes, we're going to come and visit you, and we're going to hear your stories right from your rugby club. Stacey, this is going to be a really exciting evolution of United Rugby Fans TV. Tell me more how you feel about that.
Oh my goodness. I don't listen, I'm a words person and I don't think I can find the right words right now. It's so exciting and so special and to know that we can come visit you wherever you are and tell your story about your club, a club that the world needs to hear about and what makes you special and what makes what you do on and off the pitch grow our young people. Because let's face it, there are a lot of distractions, there are a lot of hard things in this world. And sport is such a special place for empowerment. It's a special place to gain safety. It's a special place to learn what it really looks like to be a teammate and to go through struggles and triumphs together and maintain a certain level of humility. And to find these stories all around the globe is extraordinary. And I cannot wait to come to your rugby pitch somewhere in the world and talk about your story and share with the world as well.
So if you're watching in today and you want your rugby club featured on United Rugby Fans TV, reach out to us in the comments. Let us know where you are. What's that special story that we can tell in your rugby club? It may be through someone that's an administrator. It may be through a player, a coach, a volunteer, someone that's been supporting your club for years and years and they haven't got the recognition of it. Tell us about it and we will come out and do that show with you. Now, Stacey's going to be a lot across United Rugby Fans TV this year, and she's got another special event that's going to be happening at the end of the year, and that's going to be the United Rugby Fans Global Rugby Awards. Yes, this is going to be our first year of giving the Global Rugby Awards to you, the fans across the world, for the first time. We're not going to be some black tie do in Monaco. No, we're going to be grassroots rugby for our Oscars fans across the world, and you're going to vote on all of the nominations in this year's United Rugby Fans Global Rugby Awards. Stacey will be the MC for that amazing event. It's going to be in Toronto, Canada this year, and we're going to move the event around the world in years to come. So another opportunity for Stacey to get to the grassroots of the game. Stacey, the Global Rugby Awards, how are you looking forward to that this year in December?
Man, that's going to be beautiful. And I love that we give fans a voice. And I don't know of anyone else who's doing it the way URF is doing it. And to allow the fans to be front and center. Let's face it, we're all fans. I don't care if there's a gentleman that just signed a $452 million contract in the NFL. He's still a fan of someone and some team and the game. So we're all fans. And to give fans the opportunity to share their thoughts, to share their choices for who they think has elevated the game is extraordinary. It's extra special because it doesn't exist anywhere else. And we love giving the fan that recognition and that opportunity.
So there you go. Stacey's just given you a reason to subscribe to the channel. Sign up as a United Rugby Fan member on our website. All the details will be across the screen right now. And we welcome you to our family because this is going to be an exciting journey and you're all invited and you're all going to be involved. That's what we're about here at United Rugby Fans. Now, Stacey, we're going to kick off today. Today's our first day. You've got something very exciting happening. Do you want to tell me about that?
I do. We had our first guest today. And what an extraordinary conversation I had with this gentleman. I can't wait for you all to hear just a part of his story. There's so much more. If there were 28 hours in a day, I would have talked to him for 20. He's that special. I hope you all enjoy this conversation.
Brilliant. Thank you, Stacey, and thank you for joining us here. We're all privileged to have you as a member of our team. We love it very much that you've decided to come and join us, and we can't wait for all the episodes that we've got lined up and a few surprises for you as well coming up in the not too distant future. So everyone, stay tuned. It's United Rugby Fans TV. It's Stacy Paetz. She's the host of our new show. Let's get on with it.
Let's do it.